This podcast is part of the Deluxe Edition Network. To find other great shows on the network, head over to deluxeeditionnetwork.com. That's deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
Bev's Video Kingdom is intended for a mature audience. Listener discretion is advised.
Bev's Video Kingdom really is brought to you by...
What the fuck?
What's up, dude?
One of my renters broke the toilet again. That dude takes giant shits. Now I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Why don't you hire a property management company or something to take care of that stuff?
Because they suck, and they take 10%.
You know, our dude Hank owns and manages Heritage Realty Partners. I think he said he only charges 5%, and he visits each property at least once a month.
That's right. He's always posting beers from the road. You have his number?
Actually, I do. His personal number is 805-451-5734.
Perfect. Now he can deal with my renter's big shits.
Heritage Realty Partners.
For all your property management and investment needs.
Let's start this thing. Woo!
Welcome back to Bev's Video Kingdom. I am your host, Scotchback. We are back out at the amazing outdoor studio, and the weather couldn't be better. The birds are singing, the trains are beeping.
Oh, look at that
timing. Oh,
that was, did you call in a favor for that?
I guess
Did
so.
you call
That's right.
the Santa Fe?
I greased the wheels a little bit.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so yeah, we're here to do a draft. We're coming off of last week's episode about The Sandlot.
What a great episode.
Oh,
God
man, it was
damn.
super fun. And we
Tom
had
Gyree.
Tom Gyree.
What up, Tom Gyree?
I mean,
That was Smalls. That was awesome.
Star of the film. Such a cool interview, and it was a lot of fun. And so this week we're going to be drafting. So, because obviously in that movie, the narrator is a very big part of the entire movie, and the director, who's David Mickey Evans, was the narrator in that film. So we thought we'd pick the best voiceover, well, I guess / narrator, or best or memorable narrator voice ever in a movie. We didn't really hammer out exactly what it is.
Did we?
I was thinking it was most memorable voiceover. I think we're going back to our just good old, most memorable.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Do we even have a pet draft category for tonight, or are we just kind of?
I think we just,
We say things.
Let's just say stuff.
All right, I'll draft a thing.
Okay.
Great.
No, okay.
When the gentlemen didn't have a draft order or a draft topic, they decided just to go on their own.
The gentleman stumbled. The train in the background.
We should have a voiceover contest.
There's some good voices on this pod, so I think it would be interesting.
Yeah. I sound like a tweenager. So before we get into that, I'm Scotchback. We got Brad on the left.
Hey there.
And we got the sultry voice of Nate on the right.
He's doing some ASMR right now.
Hello.
Actually. I know he's eating pizza.
And we haven't had a good ASMR moment in a long
You know
time.
what? For all my fans, I'm back.
What are you eating?
Some delicious round table pizza. By the way, for all our fans that are not in California,
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
if you've not had the round table, it's like a round table pizza I didn't discover until late in my life. Is like a very regional thing.
I had no
I've
idea.
had it since I was a
I
kid.
thought you didn't discover it like having it until I
You
was
were
like,
at birthday parties with me when I was
yeah.
5 at Round Table.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know that. That wasn't where I
100%.
was going.
I was playing
Yeah.
Karate Champ on the sticks at the series round table for
Yeah,
sure.
so it was like it was late in life I realized that this was like a regional thing and people didn't know the glory.
I'm learning
Yes.
this now. I had no idea. I thought it was,
No.
nationwide.
No.
No.
It's like very, very West Coast. And so, but also what's happened as I've gotten older is that Round Table has gotten, shall we say, expensive to the point where even like grown adults with regular incomes are like, Jesus, you're
Yeah,
saying
they charge
you're
a
saying
premium.
3 pizzas and that's going to be $175. What are you putting on the pizza? Is there cocaine mixed into the sauce?
Well, pre-COVID, they had the lunch buffet, which was fucking a deal because you could go in there and just load up. And if you knew the managers, you could, hey, I kind of like this pizza. And they'd, I got you. And they'd bring that shit out. And you're getting fresh pizza. You get the cinnamon twist. You get the garlic twist. You get all the whole, like, smorgasbord.
And the whole buffet for like $27.50.
Oh, and then you get the little cinnamon twist at the end.
So basically, what you guys are saying is most of the country doesn't give a shit about this conversation right now because they don't have this pizza.
Well, no. What I'm
We're
going to say,
make them. We're
it's
starting
like
a
the In and Out,
thing.
folks.
Exactly.
It's like the In and Out thing. It's
Got
like
it.
there's
When you
a
come to
whole talk
California.
online about if you've come out to West Coast, you got to try In and Out.
That's
Round Table Pizza deserves that kind of respect.
Okay.
yeah.
For sure.
And by the way, thanks COVID for killing our buffet.
I know that's so
You suck, COVID.
Okay, so we're doing a voiceover draft. How's that? Is that better?
That's
voiceover draft.
most memorable.
Memorable voiceover
Yeah.
draft.
Most voiceover.
And we're doing something we haven't done in a while, which is the 3-man draft. And so it's going to be a little
Three-person?
different. Three person. Sorry.
Yeah.
Forgive me. The
Did you not-
3-person draft.
We have had one female drafter before.
I
Scotch.
know, but there's 3 men here now. Is what I'm saying.
I'm sorry. Did you not get my most recent email signature with my
geez.
pronouns?
You guys, this not.
Come on,
go into this.
Scotch.
Anyway, so we are doing a 3-person, 3-round. 5-round draft. You got me all flustered now. 5-round draft. So we're adding an extra round because there's one less person. So
This is true.
Yeah. So it should be fun and it should be exciting. Before we get into it exactly, real quick, we just want to mention that we are on the Deluxe Edition Network, and not only are we on the Deluxe Edition Network, we are the Deluxe Edition Network podcast of the year.
Oh God, that belt! I've carried that belt around like on multiple like vacation trips, and people look at me like I'm crazy. But I'm like, you don't even know. And then they ask me, and I'm like, fuck you. You don't need to know.
Yeah,
If you don't know. You don't know.
If you guys haven't seen it on the socials yet, because we definitely have posted it already, we got it's literally 5 pounds of just leather and
gold,
brass and
steel,
gold.
diamonds. I think all of those are on there.
I carried him on my shoulder into a TCBY the other day. Somebody looked at me funny. I hit him over the head with it.
Yeah.
Do TCBY still exist?
I found the only one still existing.
I was hoping you would hit a Blockbuster after that. I was like, damn, that's a good day.
So anyway, check us out on Deluxe Edition Network, and we're in the month of July now, and we have 2 pods of the month. We have In a Pickle, which is a sports radio podcast, and then Growing Up Bananas, which is actually an Australian podcast, and it's about growing up in Australia as an Asian. So definitely check out Growing Up Bananas and In a Pickle on Deluxe Edition Network. So, hey Brad, what time is it?
Let me look at my watch. It's
It is time.
oh boy.
Most memorable voiceover in a movie. Yeah. Brad, you got a draft order for us?
I believe we do. So let's go ahead and go to our famous friends, the AI, and see what they say. In the kingdom of Bev's video, 4 friends gathered to embark on a journey to capture the most memorable voiceover moments in cinematic history. Each of them carried dreams, hopes, and a deep love for the silver screen. First to make his mark was Nate. His passion never wavered, and his undying love for movies led him down a path of success. He drafted 4th, but conquered the podcast realm, his insights guiding listeners throughout the vast world of cinema. Next in line was Brad, whose voice was as soothing as a summer breeze. He weaved tales with his words and took the podcast world by storm. His draft position 3rd turned out to be just the beginning of a remarkable journey. Then came Zach. He died on a toilet of dysentery. And finally, there was Scotch, the soulful voice that stirred emotions deep within. He drafted 1st, driven by an instinct to connect with the human experience. His poetic choices resonated with audiences and led him on a path of creativity and self-discovery. And so, their stories were told. The echoes of their voices carried on the winds of time. In Bev's video kingdom, where dreams became reality, they found their place in the annals of cinema, forever remembered for their love of movies and the power of voice.
We found
I love it.
ours in the annals of cinema, but Zach found his death in the annals.
The annals of dysentery.
Dysentery. I like it that it was like exactly the opposite of the kink. It's like King died of constipation on the toilet, but not Zach.
He was just explosive.
Just dehydrated himself like a raisin.
They say that like for like 30 minutes after he was officially pronounced dead, his body was still
expelling.
Just
It's like some people continue to bleed a bit afterwards. Zach, no bleeding. He just continued to diarrhea.
Yep. And that's what happens when you drop out of the draft.
And then there are three.
So, Nate, I do kind of feel bad for you because you went from fourth. Now you're actually drafting third, which is not a great position, even in a three-person draft.
Can I
draft.
make a prediction? I'm going to win for the first time from the third position, and you guys are all going to act like it doesn't count.
Oh, we will 100%. You are in such a bad position now because if you do win, we're going to be like, that was a three-person draft. The third position is actually a wrap in the third position.
Yeah.
So,
the best I can do here is a win with an asterisk. That's it.
There you go.
yeah. So good luck with that.
Which is pretty much all my wins. So
I'm the sandwich in a three-person draft.
Yeah.
We haven't done these in a while. This is the first of the season, our first three-person draft. So I am the sandwich.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens here because, Scott, you're leading us off.
Yeah. It's I'm kind of excited, even though there's easily, to me, there's actually a good first like 4 or 5 picks that I think that I'd be super happy with. And
this is a deap draft. Oh my God. As I started researching it, I was like, oh, that one.
Yeah.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Oh shit, this one too.
Yeah. Because it's not like it doesn't have to be narration the whole movie. It's like just voiceover, like certain parts, right? And
most
and
memorable voiceover. That's why you should be happy with the category we chose because it's not like it's the best of all time. It's
exactly
who did it memorably.
Right. Yeah, but hold on. So we're not talking about a voice actor voicing a cartoon character.
Oh hell
no.
If you decide to be like, oh, it's Patton Oswalt as Remy, we'd kick you off the pod.
I'm gonna have to
reconsider.
I'm gonna have to reconsider my whole list.
Summer breeze.
Please tell me.
My top 5 choices were from Toy Story.
Okay.
Hey, you can still pick them.
Tom Hanks has been a part of this draft lately.
Okay, so for the first pick,
please pick me, Nate. That was a terrible Forrest Gump. Love you, Zach.
So when I think memorable, I think of something that I go back to often, and every year I revisit this movie, and it's a part of my childhood, it's a part of my adulthood, and nothing says Christmas like A Christmas Story. Gene Shepard, possibly one of the greatest narrations in the history of film, in my opinion.
So here's the okay, 100% agreed. Number 1 pick.
Okay.
What I want to know is, what should I be putting on our little draft sheet here? So I'm gonna just go A Christmas Story, the narrator.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, I assumed the movie was the. I mean,
just the movie only.
I don't think there's. I mean, unless there's a movie that somebody thinks there's like multiple different voiceover things.
There kind of is.
There could be a couple. There's a
couple where mine is like a specific scene.
My argument would be, if you can take the whole movie, but if you have a particular movie with a scene.
Okay, so I'm gonna put A Christmas Story, the narrator.
Their narrator, and or maybe if it's an actor, you can say X movie and then whatever actor. Just
okay. All right. Just making sure.
Well, hopefully, if it's memorable, the judge will know.
Okay, no, that's tremendous. So you got what would have been my number 1 pick if I had
A Christmas Story at number 1.
I absolutely.
Oh God, it's just so 100%. Legit. He tells the entire tale.
And that you
get
voice,
all the insight from his narration.
The minute the movie starts, you hear his voice, and it's like a warm blanket, man.
Yep.
And again, I don't think it's a hands down necessarily one of one to everyone, but to me, I had to take it one of one.
I mean, I think that's very memorable. It's just an interesting. Like I don't think I would have been so. That both of you were like, yeah, that's my number 1. I really tells me something about how
I actually like that. Brad is actually a little bit more excited about than I am.
Yeah,
but I'm happy with my pick for sure.
All right, well, what's your number 2, right? What's the number 2?
Well, I mean, we're talking about movies, of our childhoods and movies that mean just a whole lot to us, like throughout our entire lives. I of course have to go with this, which is Red from Shawshank.
I knew it.
Damn you.
I knew it.
That was one of one. And I can't believe you took it because you should get punched in the face.
I'm hoping you want to punch me in my face because of my joke that I just told.
What?
I said a movie that's dear for me from my childhood.
I missed that.
That means so much to me.
I missed that part. I was already
what's
focusing
funny?
on the fact that I wanted to take out next, and I missed your idiocy.
That's a great joke, and I missed it completely.
God, you guys suck. It'd be like it's not like we've done 100 episodes together.
I was definitely confused because I go, oh, he's definitely going to go Shawshank for sure. And then he said from your childhood, and I go, wow, was this in our childhood? I go, I wasn't a child when this came out, and that's all I thought of. I didn't think about the fact you haven't seen it until last year.
Nate, it's been a part
Yeah.
of my childhood. I should actually say that because Nate was telling me to watch it in my childhood.
I had Shawshank and Christmas Story 1A, 1B as top two.
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, I mean,
So I've got a tough choice here because I really, really love. Oh, try to go.
I kind of like.
You have a rap, so you can take them both. Dummy.
No, the problem is I have 3 that I want.
I kind of think
they're
Brad has the
super
best
clever.
spot. I think the middle
sandwich, the meat?
sandwich is kind of nice.
I don't think the sandwich does very well. I have to go back to my Bevermetrics on the 3-person drafts.
There's just no way any of these 3 get back to me, and so I don't know that it matters.
All right. According to my Bevermetrics, 10 drafts have taken place, 3-person drafts. And you've got first pick is won 6 times, second pick is won 4 times, and the third pick is won 0 times.
Oh my god!
I'm about to bust that
So not only has the third pick never won this season, it has never won ever in the 3-person
In a
draft.
3-person draft, the third pick is
So
never
the third
won.
pick sucks in the 4-person draft, and even worse in the 3-person draft.
This is truth.
None of this makes any
Wow!
sense.
Had no idea.
So
All
Nate,
right.
good luck.
Nate?
You know what? I'm just gonna dive in.
You can blame Zach.
Yeah.
Just go to his funeral and be
I'm
like,
gonna take-
you asshole.
I'm gonna take with the third pick. I'm gonna take Casino,
Okay. And
and with the 4th pick, I'm
Hold
Wait, hold on,
on.
hold on,
Okay,
hold on.
here's the problem with Casino. You have to be a little bit more specific.
who?
why?
Because there's
Multiple characters.
there's
give
multiple narration in that
voiceovers.
movie.
And I was going to pick a particular scene, and it hurts me that you're taking Casino right now. God damn it. If you want to just not take Casino, let me have it in my
No,
second pick.
I
That
won't
would be
do that.
beautiful. Because and this is the thing, Scorsese. One person tells the story in Goodfellas. Shit. Fuck.
oh wow!
Why am I talking about that right now?
I don't know.
What an asshole.
Well,
Well, you're picking it for me. Actually, he's got another pick.
I'm taking Goodfellas next. So,
I knew it.
If he goes the Scorsese rap, that's fucking beautiful.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna take. I wasn't gonna take a scene. I guess I'll take Sam Rothstein,
Okay.
So Robert
De Niro's narration, and
That's probably the logical choice.
and then Ray Liotta's in Goodfellas.
I always wanted to be a gangster. Yep.
Man, I really want this other one to come back around. I'll be really happy if I can snag this other one, but I'm probably not. So you guys go ahead and take it. I hate you.
Oh, you fucked up my whole draft. Because my favorite piece of voiceover is now kind of an also ran, but we'll see. Okay. All right. Oh boy. Okay. My next pick here is got to be it's a classic. It's and oh good. Okay. This makes me happy. There's about 4 different ways I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take the right one though. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Tyler Durden from Fight Club.
Son of a bitch.
I mean, is his name Tyler Durden? Yes, it is.
Uh-huh.
He narrates the entire time, but he's also I'm Jack's blah 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 blah.
Medulla oblongata.
So it's just a great narration. He tells the story, and he just is so good at it. And then you get to get all the insight. And then when he kind of realizes that he's Tyler Durden at the end, like
Right.
he's like, put your seat backs in their upright positions, tray tables up.
Yep.
Good shit.
Yeah. I didn't think that was going to drop to me. It was on my list, and I mean, simply, this is Bob. Bob has bitch tits. Is there ever been a moment of a narration where you just instantly just start laughing your ass off?
It is
such
so
a
good.
great line.
Good line.
Okay. All right. My next little pick that I'm about to unfold is from a little movie, and then it's about a dude.
No, that was the one I wanted. I thought maybe you would be stupid and let me have it.
The voice of is the character. It's a narrator or arguably maybe God, but it's Sam Elliott, Big Lebowski, the dude in Los Angeles.
If I could have picked that one up on the return, it would have been game over for me.
He's known as the stranger.
The stranger. That's right. Kind of like what I do to pleasure myself.
I
and it's
thought
interesting because it's just the beginning and the end.
Yeah.
But the stories are great.
Yeah, and the cool thing is like he's a character in the movie in the middle. You know, he has where he actually comes on screen and then he wraps it all up and just an iconic voice.
And as I say, if you're talking like Hollywood voices, it's got to go Morgan Freeman and then Sam Elliott. Oh, right.
Yeah, I mean all timers. Well, there's a few more that.
But I mean those two.
Yeah.
Like I
Sam Elliott's voice.
Maybe who's Darth Vader?
James
Earl Jones.
Yeah.
Those three, that's got to be like three of the Mount Rushmore.
100%.
Yeah.
Not going to argue that.
I will say I'm a nerd out right now is that one of my favorite, I'm a big San Francisco Giants fan, and one of my favorite writers, a guy named Grant Brisby, he wrote in an article he was writing about, it was basically like the case for Tim Lincecum being in the Hall of Fame. And Tim Lincecum had a few great seasons, but just was not longevity was not his thing.
Right.
And so he wrote a couple lines in his story about Tim Lincecum, and he basically used part of the beginning narration about the dude for calling him the freak. Uh-huh. And then I went ahead and in the comments on this article, I did the entire narration and completely made it into about Tim Lincecum. And it got like a bunch of likes. It's like one of my highlights of my internet career.
So we talk a lot about Chat GPT and all that stuff, and I don't know lately. Have you seen a lot of these lists? You know, they're asking Chat GPT who's the greatest of this, whatever. And according to Chat GPT, these are the best, whatever. Well, I recently saw the top 10 most overrated baseball players of all time, and Tim Lincecum was on the list. And I go, that's just horseshit. That's just
You're a Dodger fan.
I'm a Dodger fan.
You watched this guy destroy people.
100%. How is he one of the most overrated top 10?
It wasn't that he just didn't have a super long like dominant career, but when he was dominant for like a solid stretch of the middle of his career,
yeah.
His mechanics, you just watch it, and all you can see when you watch his mechanics, like this is problematic. Right. But when he's doing it well, he can do it better than just about anybody there is. But you're like, as soon as any little piece of that mechanics, because it was so just convoluted, winding himself up and throwing it, and just being a little guy that could just fire the ball. Yeah. You're like, if any one little part of him goes bad, it's going to ruin him, and it did.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when he was on in those 08 to like 2012 years, oh my God.
But plus, he looked just like the kid from Dazed and Confused.
Wiley Wiggins.
Except really good. Yeah. I love that.
He was Wiley Wiggins for sure.
All right, who's up? Are you up?
He's
got his
my
rap.
My rap.
The Rapperito
still on you?
Yes, we are. Well, Brad started talking Lincecum.
I had to talk Lincecum because it was great.
So my next one is just one of my all-time favorite movies, one of the all-time best stories ever told, and a story, a grandpa telling a story to his sick kid. Peter Falk, the grandpa in Princess Bride.
That's a really good one. That's a tough one to.
There's no way. I didn't think it would get back to me for sure, and it's the last
going in. Well, okay, it's the third round of a 3-person draft, but I mean that's 7th pick. That's that maybe should have gone earlier.
Yeah. So I was definitely happy it was still sitting there.
God, you've got a strong list. I
got 2 more picks to fuck it up.
I don't like the stranger, but I'm good here.
Right.
But you did leave me my pick, which makes me happy.
I like the stranger just because I know Nate wanted it.
Because I'm going to pick one that's a little bit off. You know, but I figure our judge is going to appreciate this one.
Okay. Pander.
I'm going with Alex from A Clockwork Orange.
I like that as a really stupid pick. That's
because he tells the story. He gets all the insight into Ludwig van.
Way to talk about some movie that no one's seen. That's awesome.
Oh, everybody who's anybody has seen A Clockwork Orange.
I didn't know that.
I can't believe that Brad is saying that anybody has seen any movie.
Stanley
This is
Kubrick.
One of the 5 movies that Brad's seen.
A Clockwork Orange is a classic of cinema, and Alex telling the story and just narrating it throughout, just getting into the ultra violence and just it's such a good narration.
I don't think it's a bad pick. I just think it's a reach, a little way early, but I think it's good.
I don't think our judge is going to feel that.
Well, there you go. We'll see how the pandering works.
All right, I got a ribbity rap.
You do. You got 2 more. How many more Scorsese films can you pick? Did you get to go see a screening of Flowers of a Killer Moon?
No. Should I have?
I don't know. It's getting a lot of hype right now.
Is that Scorsese?
That's the new Scorsese coming out with Leo and
Scorsese
Robert De Niro.
is real questionable.
This one seems, dude, watch the preview. It looks fucking badass.
All
I
right.
haven't even checked it out yet.
I believe I sent you guys the link to the preview, but
Yeah, I don't listen to your.
maybe you guys don't
watch
pay
your
attention to my shit.
Yeah. I like your funny little Instagram videos. They make me chuckle.
You can tell I'm like either waking up or drunk when I'm sending reels.
100%. That's a great new game. Drunk or sleepy with Brad.
Drunk or napping. Oh man. How much more do we need to vamp, Nate?
I'm confirming one thing real quick here.
You had 3 picks. So of your 3 picks, you were going to go with your first rap. Did we take
I
the
got
other
two
one?
of the. Well, yeah, no, it was. I got 2, and one of them was.
The Stranger?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just trying to decide if I could reasonably go with an all Scorsese draft.
That's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Let's see how this out.
Plays out. Okay. I'm going to take with my third pick Christian Bale as Patrick Bateman in American Psycho.
Oh, that's where I was deciding between those 2 right there. That's a good one.
That's a real good one.
I like. It wasn't even on my radar. Damn
It's
it.
a real good one.
And I like it.
And then
I just have to say about that when he gets the business card.
Oh man,
He's like I could see that his business card was better than mine. It's like that narration is just like
it's
oh.
perfect.
he starts going through like all the different stats.
all the details.
Well, and,
Yeah.
and then you get all the zoom ins on him, the watermark, and
He's like sweating. He's
raised
he's
print
so
and
upset.
Yes.
Oh man,
And
good
the-
call. Damn it.
yeah,
Damn it! I was hoping that it was between. I should have probably saved Alex for a while. Why?
That's what I'm saying.
That was bad draft. I
Yep.
should have saved that for my 4th pick, and I probably would have got it.
Yep.
okay. And then I'm going to go in a pretty different direction here. I'm going to take Alicia Silverstone's Cher in Clueless
It's on brand.
Oh, you asshole!
as my 4th pick.
I like it. That's one of those movies, man. It just makes me happy.
It's you know what? It's a really, I mean, it's a little bit forgotten now. I think it's come out now probably more than 25 years ago.
Probably.
And I'd say for the first 20 or 15 years of its run, I think it was seen as like this pretty iconic movie. And I feel like it's fallen off a little bit. Like it just doesn't get as much run now. But it's weird because it's one of those movies, obviously, you know, I'm older now, but me and my brother, we both just love that movie. Oh,
I can't believe Paul Rudd was 40 when he filmed that.
dude, he looks the same. He was probably 19. He legitimately could.
No, he was like the college guy, so he's probably like 28 or 27 or something.
I'll figure. I'm gonna figure.
I do want to figure that out because he was the
I'll figure
college
this out.
guy.
Well, you guys carry on your way, and I'll pipe back in with.
I love Josh. It is a good voiceover though.
I like it.
Damn it,
Good pick.
Nate. You just really like punched me in the balls twice.
You know what? Even if I don't win, that's kind of a win.
Yep.
Okay, well, oh man, I've got some different ways here. I'm looking at these. All right, well, again, this might just set me into a different little path, and I'm hoping that my judge comes through for me because I'm going to go ahead and take Raoul Duke, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Johnny Depp, given the narration, is a classic. We were just past Barstow when the drugs kicked in.
Yeah.
It's got some great narration. And actually towards the end of the movie, when Dr. Gonzo's like got the knife and there's like the pie with what's her name? Shit. Oh my gosh, I can't think of her name right now. She was in Ocean's 13. She's like the casino assistant.
Oh, Ellen Barkin?
Ellen Barkin. Ellen Barkin is like the diner, and he's trying to order the pie, and she's like, "Oh, we don't," and he gets the knife out.
I never saw the movie. Don't look at
Oh,
me.
you fucker. Okay, so no, it's just
Again, the 2 movies Brad's seen, he's like, "You guys are a bunch of uncultured swine."
Raoul Duke like narrates that whole like scene, and it's fucking harrowing.
Yeah.
And it's a classic. So I'm taking Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
All right.
Which is classic, but maybe unappreciated here.
Okay. All right. It's time for me to pander a little bit because the judge joined us when we did this episode back in October, I believe. And I'm going to go with Jack Nicholson in The Departed.
I was trying to figure out I couldn't remember who the narrator was in that because I didn't really think.
Nicholson, does he narrate the whole time?
Not the whole time. The whole intro of the movie. He's talking about the whole thing. He's setting up the movie, setting up things, how it work. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his character name? I need look that shit up because I need that.
Well, while you're looking that up, Paul Rudd was 26 in 1995 when Clueless was released.
So he was supposed to be the college
which
guy.
means that he is now. So that was 28 years ago, meaning that he is now 54.
And he looks like he's 30.
Costello.
7.
Bro, yeah, Costello.
Costello. Yeah, it was on the tip of my brain.
So I hadn't even thought about The Departed because it's like so far down the Scorsese list.
Yeah.
But then when I was like, crap, I could go all Scorsese, and then I tried
I'm going
to
to put
think about The
Costello
Departed.
intro.
Perfect. That's fine.
Yeah.
But you're also on the wrap, so you get your final pick here.
What do you got? What do you got? What are you gonna do?
This is gonna be a tough one to tough one to judge. I'm looking at these. There's some amazing.
This is what you get when you get those 3-teamers. It's like it feels like drafting in a fancy football league that only has 8 teams.
Yeah, 8 teams.
You're just like everybody just had. Or my son Will plays in a 4. You played in a 4-teamer.
That's right.
He plays in a 4-teamer.
Well, we did a 6-person this last year too.
And dude, it's like you just might as well put together an all-star team.
You got Patrick Mahomes the quarterback and Aaron Rodgers backing him up. Or something,
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm definitely going to go with one of my just all-time favorite movies, Coen brother movie, Raising Arizona.
Ooh.
Hi.
You're taking H.I.?
H.I.
Good call. Nice callback.
That's a callback.
He has one of my favorite moments of narration ever. When the biker's coming in, he's like, he was always tough on the little creatures.
Yeah.
And he throws the grenade with the bunny.
A lot of dream sequences and
a little Nick Cage narration. That's not bad.
Yep. So hopefully our judge is a fan. So we'll see.
How are you gonna finish it, Brad?
All right. So, okay, here we go. See, there's one I'm it's tough because
there was another one I really wanted to do.
It's a good narration, but I'm kind of confused on if it would be considered narration or if it's more like, okay, I'm not even going to mention because I don't want to spoil or get Nate to jump in it. But there is one that is narration, breaking the whole fourth wall. When you get this guy just being silly, getting to be himself and be a little vulgar and a little crazy and a little wild. In a wild action movie that made way more money than it should have. I'm talking about Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool.
Interesting. I wish Zach was here. Well, kind of, because he would be so bad right now.
Too bad he died on the toilet.
I know.
Oh, well, rest in peace, Zach.
I love Deadpool. I love Marvel movies, so I'm a fan of that. So.
He's talking some of the time, but other times it's voiceover.
He definitely at the beginning of the first one for sure, and maybe the second one.
He's talking about what's happening in the scene.
100%.
Yeah.
No, that counts.
So there you go.
All right.
Maybe that just killed my draft.
I think it might have, but
I love it.
So I'm picking this.
Cannot wait for Also Rants.
I'm going to pick this one for a couple of cool reasons. One, it reminded me of our boy Robbie, who did who works for Francis Ford Coppola as an editor. And one of the things that he said, he edited the remastering of and had his hands in a bit was Apocalypse Now. And so but the second reason is interesting. The voiceover here is by Joe Estevez, Martin Sheen's brother, and does Sheen's voiceover work as Captain Benjamin Willard. So the character is Captain Willard, but it's not actually Martin Sheen that does the voiceover. So it's kind of cool.
Oh, I did not know that.
Wait, for sure it's not. Martin Sheen doesn't do the voiceover?
This is not, as I understand it, that is the case. So there you go. I
learned something today.
It's my close. It's my closer. Apocalypse Now.
Oh boy,
I'm
there
telling
is
you.
some great voiceover. I'm looking at these movies, and all of them are iconic to me. There's not one on here I'm looking at is shit.
Well, and when you think about it, right, even if we'd had the 4-teamer, we'd only gone one more pick.
Right. Yeah.
It's a thick category.
Zach would have picked some weird shit though.
You're right.
Some fucking
yeah.
freaking.
Somehow by Zach being here, the total quality of the choices would have gone down.
Oh boy,
we would have added one total pick, but subtracted the quality by about 3.
Also, Rans would have been a little bit heavier.
A little heavier.
Right. Oh, that's great. Okay, hey, a great draft. I'm looking at these. These are some. This would be a tough one. I'm glad I'm not judging this one. and we'll see how it shakes out. So we'll be back in a little bit with our judgment.
Welcome to the Growing Up Bananas podcast. My name is Ethan. This is my co-host Sam. What are we doing here?
The podcast will explore the internal battle of not just Asian immigrants, but every immigrant. Whether it's staying true to thousands of years of culture that our parents passed on to us and their parents passed on to them, or assimilating to what we see around us. So why is it bananas?
Well, a banana was a slur used for an Asian person who'd lost touch with their heritage. Yellow on the outside, white on the inside. Growing up is hard enough as it is, and we find ourselves in a situation where we're not quite Asian enough for the Asians, and unfortunately aren't able to change the colour of our skin.
Unless you're MJ.
Well, that's true.
We've been thinking about it, and as travel becomes more accessible, the world will become more intertwined. With that, the number of people who go through the same ups and downs of living in a foreign country, like we did, will rise. We want to share these experiences with you.
Throughout the journey, we're inviting a series of guests to share their compelling stories with us. We hope to have the likes of Dami Yim, Jeremy Lin, Jackie Chan, and Ando, who will hopefully join us as guests along the way.
Follow us on socials to stay updated with Growing Up Bananas, and we look forward to sharing our stories with you.
Metrics, YouTube assist. Gonna point out all the shit that we missed. It's the draft judge, crushing dreams once again.
Okay, joining us to judge us and crush our dreams. He joined us last week for Shag Snag Body Bag, and we've got Cliff Chamberlain joining us to lay judgment upon us.
What's up, Cliffy?
What's up, y'all? Good to see you again.
Yeah. What are you up to these days, anyway? You just living the dream
Well,
in America's Midwest, or what?
Just living the dream out in the Midwest. In fact, got a softball game on Tuesday night. Two of my daughters are on the same softball team, so baseball's in the air out here.
Yeah. You got inspired by your stint on our sandlot, and you're just like, I gotta get in the game.
Oh yeah, I gotta get out there and coach a little bit.
All right.
Gotta get out there in the field. And I think the Cubs are awful as usual. Not sure how the White Sox are doing.
They're injured.
Yeah. But no, I'm doing good.
You got any? What's your next? Where are we going to find you next? What's your next project that's coming?
Well, I did an episode of Fatal Attraction, which aired on like the very end of May. I think it actually aired on like last Sunday. So it was part of the sort of two-part season finale.
Nice.
So that's on Paramount Plus. I think you can probably find it now and stream it if you want to. So that's aired. And then, I'm like working on a workshop of a new musical at the University of Chicago right now. I mean, all the writer's strike is happening, so everything is kind of on hold right now.
You think you're going to return? So for those of you that have not followed closely the previous podcast, Cliffy is a ensemble cast member for Steppenwolf in Chicago, which is like being a really huge fucking deal in Chicago. Mm-hmm. If you're a Chicago theater actor, that's the pinnacle. So are you going to get back into any Chicago theater? I mean, you periodically return to the stage. Anything on the horizon, you think?
Well, that's what I was about to say. It was like it's a good time to sort of be in the theater, So right now, this sort of workshop is kind of going to keep me busy, and then we had our gala at Steppenwolf, and which is sort of our big sort of annual fundraiser. So just like to be around the theater, I'm starting to be around Steppenwolf more and more, and I don't have any specific play job on the horizon right now, but that's my sort of theatrical home, and so there's always a possibility to do something. If it's not a full-blown production, I can do a workshop, or I can, just be involved with readings and things like that. So that'll be hopefully soon, yeah.
Okay. So what do you think about so we have a voiceover draft. And you often hear, it's like we're big fans of the Rewatchables podcast where Bill Simmons often talks about how much he hates voiceovers and then proceeds to tell us all about all the movies that he loves voiceovers in.
It's a classic.
But I do think that, and maybe I want to get your take on this because you're, more, I think, attuned to the way that this interacts with the performances in the movie. But there's, I think, some controversy about the use of voiceover as a tool, right? I think some critics would say that it's a little bit of a crutch, right? Like an easy way out of having to allow the performance or the dialogue or other things about the presentation convey messages, right? And instead doing it a little bit like heavy-handedly. And then obviously there are examples where it feels very effective and complimentary. So what's your take on this, Cliffy? Are you a voiceover guy? You think you get the criticism?
Yeah, I mean, I get the criticism in the sense that, like, it just highlights a movie that has holes in it and that is clearly needing help to tell a story that doesn't make sense. But I don't like movies that don't make sense without voiceovers, right? So I think when you put a voiceover to patch up a movie that already kind of sucks,
Right.
The easiest place to blame is the voiceover portion of it, right?
Right.
I think it works best when it's like it's ingrained. When a voiceover feels added on in post is when, and you can just feel. We've all been watching movies and TV for a long time. We know, like, I mean, look, I know it's not a movie, but the Wonder Years, like,
that's a
the
great
Daniel
call.
Stern voiceover for the Wonder Years, you can just feel that's, at least in my opinion or whatever, is baked into the fabric of that show, right?
Well,
From the get-go. And if the voiceover isn't a full fleshed out character, then you're screwed. Like, if it's just sort of or you're like, why is that person narrating this movie? Like, it just doesn't really work. And it's usually just like a feeling one gets, right?
Yeah.
Whereas with other movies, if the voiceover is integral and feels like it was always part of the movie, then it works.
I mean, if I go TV voiceovers, Wonder Years is one of one.
Oh, absolutely.
And
I was talking with my wife today. We were just kind of like brainstorming, talking about different voiceovers, and a few of the ones that she was saying were like, "Oh no, that's TV. Oh no, that's TV." And like there's a lot of TV.
For me, Wonder Years, if we went TV and movies together, it might be 101.
Oh, I think it would.
I mean, and I think
especially because the fact that like everyone knows it was Daniel Stern. It was like that's who did the voiceover. It's like it's iconic, 100% iconic.
And especially if you know the go ahead, Cliffy.
Well, I just think, like, when it's an older character like The Sandlot, who is telling a story from their youth, like that works really well all the time.
All right, so you received a group of draft results. We did a 3-round.
I did.
We did a three-team 5-round draft.
Yeah.
Little different format, and you took a look. How did you approach this in terms of some criteria for evaluating the picks?
Well, I think I remember from the last time I judged, I don't really go on a point system, and I also think I just go winner, and then everyone
3 losers.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay.
Now, do you feel like you distinguish between first and then second and third this time, or is it just first and then that's it?
No, because like at the end of a baseball game,
there's a winner.
There's
Okay.
one winner, or at the end of a season, really, of baseball.
Now, so with that being said, in your mind, when you're looking at these teams, is there like a clear winner, and then the other guys are just like whatever, or was it
I don't
close?
think so. I mean, I think I definitely have my winner. I mean, what I sort of failed in, even as someone who's an actor, like there's plenty of movies on here that I haven't seen.
Right.
Oh,
So that's where I fail you, and I apologize. I'm gonna own it, but I have not seen some of these movies.
Okay.
I can't
what I have
wait
to
to know
do
which
is
ones they are. There are
That
probably
makes me worried.
probably some shit that Brad had.
But I will say, Cliff, when I was taking the picture, because I take the picture so we could get it to you, I was looking at this. I was like, wow. If I was trying to judge this is, I mean, all the teams are pretty damn solid. as far as voice.
That sounds like a
goes.
loser trying to make his team sound better.
I'm just gonna say that was my opinion going into this. So as I thought it was gonna be a tough one for the judge. And
but it's not. I'm the clear winner.
Oh man, I hope I'm the winner. I hope I'm the winner so badly.
All right.
If I'm the loser,
So
this
first, tell us, randomly give us one of the two teams that tied for last.
Oh, one of the two teams that tied for last.
What team number?
Team 2 is one of the.
All right. Read the team.
Team 2 included Shawshank Redemption, Red,
Shawshank Redemption,
Fight Club, Tyler
Fight
Durden,
Club,
A Clockwork Orange,
Clockwork Orange,
Alex, Fear and Loathing Las Vegas, Raoul Duke, and Deadpool. All
right. So talk us through. What's the strength? What are the strengths and weaknesses on that list?
Well, the two, Shawshank Redemption and Fight Club, are fantastic strengths.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't think it really. If you have Morgan Freeman as a voiceover,
you're in. Yeah,
that works no matter what. I mean, he's fantastic. That's sort of another sort of iconic movie voiceover, right? He's just so good, and
well, it's one of those things where you can't picture that movie without that part.
That's a great. It's not the same movie at all. If you take it away,
and the same with Fight Club, I think too. I mean, I think Ed Norton does a really great job. It's sort of deadpan, and I've never really thought of IKEA in the same way.
That's so awesome.
I've certainly never thought of catered soup in the same way.
Yes. Now, Cliff, I'm going to assume that is there a couple movies you didn't see on this list?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've seen pieces of A Clockwork Orange, and I mean, that's, even though I haven't seen the whole movie, like I know that I can hear that voice sort of in my head. And actually, no, I have seen that movie, but it's been a long time. That's a pretty damn good one, but it doesn't like hit I'm sort of like a heartstrings movie watcher.
There's a reason you and Nate are good friends. I mean, it makes sense.
That's right. We both have great taste in movies.
The reason I was also on the Love Actually podcast.
All of our emotional intelligence is intact. Yeah.
I'm not again.
All right.
Yeah, and then Deadpool. Actually, I think Ryan Reynolds did a fine job in Deadpool too, but that one didn't. This whole one just didn't do it for me. So.
All right. Okay, so give us your other
Fear and Loathing. Familiar? Not familiar?
Yeah, seen it. Been a while, but again, that movie too, didn't really stick with me.
All good. Yeah. All good. I will take my second place. I'll take my second place.
That's so funny. You mentioned a movie earlier. I think the last time we talked last week that was similar to The Sandlot, Christmas Story.
Uh-huh.
I didn't have the first pick though. I didn't have the first pick.
You did not have
the first pick overall was of course.
He did say that would have been his first pick.
That would have been my number one.
If he had the first pick.
100% would have been my number one. Yes.
All right. So give us the team the other team that tied for last.
Who did I tie for second with? Let's find out who I tied for second with. Team 3.
God damn it.
That is Casino, Sam Rothstein, the narration. Goodfellas, Henry Hill. American Psycho, Patrick Bateman. Clueless, Cher. And Apocalypse Now, Captain Willard.
Yeah, just so much death in this team. So much.
It's just a lot of hard.
So much violence, and you can't have two Martin Scorsese movies.
I heard him. He almost went for the whole team.
I thought
he was thinking about just going all Scorsese and just going wild.
Is this the Gimme Shelter? I mean,
yes, the Gimme Shelter would have been the theme song for his entire draft.
Scorsese's he's the voiceover king.
No, I mean, of course, those ones are great. And in fact, I really, I appreciated the Clueless poll as well.
Sure.
I think that's a fantastic one. I mean, I think Patrick Bateman's American Psycho that one's fantastic too. I mean, Christian Bale's sort of a master of accents and stuff, and it's so strange and weird and creepy. And
yeah, we singled out the business card scene when he was talking about that, and
incredible,
such a cool scene. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so So that's really good too. But again, I like all those movies, but I don't. They're not ones that They're not ones that I watch and really think of the voiceover at the front of my memory of those movies. Whereas
that's fair.
winning team, Team One.
What team was that?
Look, A Christmas Story. Not only Christmas
hold
Story.
on one second. I'm gonna read the entire list real quick.
Sorry.
So yeah, so Team One that included A Christmas Story, The Narrator, The Big Lebowski, The Stranger, The Princess Bride, Grandpa, The Departed, Costello, in the intro, and Raising Arizona High.
H.I.
H.I.
Yeah.
It's high.
That's a good old
callback.
old pull. All right, so what do you think of that, Cliffy? Like that's a number one team to you?
That's number one because first off, A Christmas Story takes place minutes from where I live now, and at least the lore out here is that the writer and that it's set in Hammond, Indiana, which is like the next town over. My father-in-law grew up there. Every Christmas, there is like a Christmas Story. It's like a whole exhibit, like at the sort of Indiana Welcome Center right down the road. So Christmas Story is a major part of our life. Not only my life growing up, but my life now. So that is I gave bonus points, even though you wouldn't have known that. I'm giving bonus points.
What you're saying though is the BVK podcast needs to come out next Christmas and come check that stuff out. Right?
Maybe we should do.
Yes.
We haven't done A Christmas Story. Maybe we should record.
Remote
A lot of
pod.
leg
Maybe we
lights
should-
around here, Dad.
Oh, we should do remote. Cliffy could join us for an
live?
on-scene Toy Story.
The kids
Toy
go
Story?
down the slide.
Did you just say Toy Story?
My kids.
Yeah,
Christmas.
How about we do a
My
Christmas
kids.
Story?
let's do Toy Story instead.
They've got the whole slide
Indiana for
thing set up.
Christmas and do Toy Story.
So they do the slide. You're talking about the Santa slide.
That's
Santa's
awesome.
up at top. They slide down.
How? Do they get a cranky Santa?
No, that's the one thing.
Scary cranky
That
Santa.
sucks.
That's where I
that
come in.
ruined it for me. Okay, so
We'll bring Scotchy Claus with us, and Scotchy Claus will do a great
Okay, besides A Christmas Story on that list, what are your favorites?
Princess Bride.
Yeah, I knew that was what won it for him.
That was a nice snag in the seventh pick. Yeah, that was.
So I'm going to say something.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, to get that in the 7th pick is a huge. I mean, I just love that movie. It was along with a movie like The Sandlot, like that also spoke to sort of the adventure, imagination, fantasy,
Right.
part of my childhood, and it's just so good. The Fred Savage voiceover, even though he's not the one doing it, like the
Right.
fact that Fred Savage is part of these 2 voiceover
projects.
Yeah.
projects is awesome, and
Well, and the fact that the voiceover sometimes actually interrupts what's going on in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, hold on. They're going to kiss
Yeah,
again?
So it's like I love that part
Well,
of the kind of the
and the
voiceover.
voiceover is occasionally the two of them interacting, right?
Right.
Which is novel. It's like
He's like, "Shut up."
Yeah,
kid."
shut up.
I will say though, and I'm going to say something I think that's going to be relatively controversial here, which is I don't love The Princess Bride. I like it, but I like it less than any of you.
That's really weird to me
I don't know why.
because it's one of the most greatest love stories of our generation.
I think this is the problem. Is I don't find it that romantic.
True
well, that's
love.
why you're not a winner on my. That's why you didn't.
That's definitely why you didn't win.
Yeah.
True love is everything, man.
Cliff and I really see these things eye to eye, except that he thinks that I'm a total degenerate for my particular taste in one scene in Love Actually, and he loves Princess Bride.
I don't know how you guys were ever roommates. I felt if Cliff
If
had
we-
a time machine, he
if
would
we
go back
talked
and
about
change
things back this, we would have fought probably.
That's so great.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, I tell you what, I think you have an amazing taste in films. I think
And The Departed too. I mean, I came on and talked about The Departed. I was like, that's on my list too. My gosh.
Just understand that Scotch, when he
He's
picked it, he
such a
said,
pander,
"I think I'm
dude.
just going to be pandering here a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and take a movie we talked about."
Cliff's the king.
Yeah.
You know what?
Hey.
Scott's the king of the pander.
you guys could have grabbed it easily before I did.
Pander.
I mean, come on.
He's the panda bear of the pod for sure.
Memorable
Pander bear.
Voiceover.
It's like the 4th best Scorsese voiceover.
Yeah,
and
there's also the 4th round.
Yeah, but I didn't get any credit for my first and second round picks.
Well, you took the wrong casino pick, and we'll talk about that in also.
Oh, yeah.
But Raising Arizona. I mentioned a scene that was like my favorite. Do you have a particular high moment from Raising Arizona?
Me? No, I've never seen that movie.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Luckily, it was like the last pick, so I was like, all right, by the time we got to there, because...
Damn, he didn't even do his fifth pick. Oh, jeez.
I beat you guys with 4 picks.
Oh, wow. That hurts even more,
Sam
Cliffy.
Elliott, you got to love Sam Elliott, too, because when you're talking voiceovers for commercials, how does it get better than just Sam Elliott saying, damn?
Yep, 100%.
Right? Come on.
Dude, you definitely need to do yourself a favor and check out Raising Arizona. If you're a Coen brother fan at all, it's a crazy movie, and it's good. So
Their new one is just getting crazy love at Cannes right
Oh, is it?
now. Yeah.
Is that the what's it called? Like
Asteroid City.
Asteroid City. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be, it sounds like it's going to be pretty damn legit.
But isn't that Wes Anderson?
That's Wes Anderson. Fuck, yeah. And we'll delete that shit.
You will not.
That clip's getting deleted.
You will not delete
Look, I haven't
that.
seen Raising Arizona, but I know that.
Oh, shit. That is Wes Anderson. My bad.
Okay. So, Brad brought up the other casino picks. So let's get into our also rans.
Let's do a little also rans. Why not?
How the fuck could we miss that one? I just don't understand. It's our also ran. You idiots.
So Cliff, when you're looking at this list, was there anything that you're going, how did they miss this one? Anything that you thought of when we first told you about this draft? You're like, hey, it's got to be this, and we didn't pick it.
No, I mean, the one that I would think of is Lord of the Rings with Cate Blanchett rocking.
The Fellowship of the Ring.
There you go.
So
that is solid.
I just realized somehow no one took the T-shirt here.
Yeah.
How did we? I mean, shouldn't we have taken the Sandlot somewhere? Is this not one that we would?
This is why it connects with my opinion that it's a knockoff on A Christmas Story. Like the Christmas Story does it better. This is like an imitation of it. It's not that it's terrible. It just, I think you got to take A Christmas Story well before you take the Sandlot, because the Sandlot's doing the same thing.
Well, since I lost, I wish I'd taken the Sandlot just to try.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
here's the kind of a question to everybody.
Maybe we should have had 6 picks and Scotch only needed 4.
Do you guys think it's better to have a recognizable voice or a non-recognizable? Because I don't, nobody knows who Gene Shepard is from The Christmas Story, but it's iconic. And then everybody knows who Morgan Freeman is. So it's like, is it better to be able to put a name and face to it, or worse, or does it matter at all?
Sorry.
Well, I was just gonna say, I think if you're a character, if you're in the movie and you're a character, then it works better to have like a Morgan Freeman. But if you're not in the movie at all, or the TV show, like that's why Daniel Stern's works so well, I think, or Christmas Story, or even Sandlot, since he doesn't show up to the end. You want someone that you can't identify,
right?
Whose face you can't identify. But
I think that works. Yeah. Just to run a couple by you, but actually Nate's son's been hanging out here with us on our draft, and he mentioned, and it's one that was on my list, Forrest Gump. He narrates much of the movie, and how would that have done? Would that have tickled your fancy?
That's a good one. Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, for me, since I'd seen the movie,
could have replaced a couple of my picks. I probably should have gone Forrest Gump instead.
So what I was going back and forth with on my last pick, I went with Raising Arizona because it's a personal favorite. I was gonna go with Kevin Spacey in The Usual Suspects.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Verbal.
Also a great one.
Yeah.
And it's one of those, so that connects to one of mine that I love is, so Verbal is narrating the movie, and then all of a sudden you realize, oh shit, spoiler alert, folks who have not seen Usual Suspects, but he ends up being, of course, the ultimate bad guy, Kyler Soze. And it's like the fact that he is the one who's narrating it, and you realize he's a totally unreliable narrator. That's amazing.
Right. Is the whole movie a bunch of bullshit?
Did you just say Kyler Soze?
Kaiser Soze.
Kyler Soze is actually. I was saying Kyler Soze is actually starting for the Cardinals this year.
Yeah, he replaced Kyler Murray. Oh shit. Yeah, and then but that connects to mine. So Nate took Casino, and he said the Sam Rothstein, I don't know if you remember from Casino, though, just the fact that Joe Pesci narrates as Nicky, he narrates his own death.
Right.
They're walking out to bury the bodies, and then all of a sudden they start beating his ass with a baseball bat, and he and
the voiceover stops.
Yeah,
Like,
he goes, ah! And then he's getting beat up. Like, that's my favorite piece of voiceover ever. Like, just because it's just so iconic and crazy.
Yeah.
The only other one I thought of that was sort of in the Clueless vein was Regina. Is it Regina that voices over?
No, it's Katie.
Katie that voices over in Mean Girls.
Mean Girls.
Which is, I think, not as good as Clueless, and maybe too much similar, sort of like not quite a ripoff, but it's like very similar.
It's got that
voiceover.
That same.
But I actually really like it. I almost took it as a compliment. I was like, I'm going to go all Scorsese and high school chick movies, but then I didn't.
You know what? I got a good one too. It's a little Princess Bridey, but it's the never-ending story. I mean,
so I was thinking of that one. That's a good one.
He's reading that book, and that's the same sort of thing where he affects. You know, he's reading it, he's doing the voiceover, reading the book, and then he starts to interact with the world as well.
Right.
That's similar kind of to Ferris Bueller, like the fact that he's narrating. Sometimes he's talking to the camera, but other times he's the voiceover as well. So it's like Ferris Bueller kind of. That's why I was kind of like tentative to take it, because I was like, he kind of sometimes is just kind of talking to the camera, but
yeah,
I don't know.
That was weird. One I thought of after we were completely done, and I just typed it in was, and I'm kind of surprised that Nate didn't think of this one. Robert Redford, A River Runs Through It.
Yeah, that's a really good one. I don't.
Did anybody think of Titanic? The old lady does Titanic, isn't she?
Oh, yeah.
Well, she has. Yeah, she does have a couple little monologues.
Rose.
And another one that's kind of similar to Legends of the Fall.
I didn't remember that one.
So the Indian, he does and at the very end he's narrating as Tristan, who's Brad Pitt's character, is fighting the grizzly bear, and it ends with "It was a good death." Like that's how the movie ends. Yeah.
As an actor, Cliff, you'll appreciate the adaptation. Nick Cage as Charlie Kaufman, because he goes to a screenwriter seminar, and he's talking to himself like, why am I here? Like I got to figure this out. Like I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here. And then the screenwriter that's given the speech on stage at one point just says, and never use voiceover in a movie. He's like, that's just lazy. So it's like a complete fourth wall break, because it's like in the movie they're using voiceover like crazy, and then the guy who's on stage actually says, never use voiceover, it's lazy. So it's a classic scene.
Another great one that I really like is Alec Baldwin narrating the Royal Tenenbaums.
Oh yeah.
That whole intro story is great. It was introducing the characters and all that stuff, and the whole breaking down the whole story with Gene Hackman and everything like that.
Yeah, he comes in a few different times. That's a good one.
So here,
I'd had that on my list.
Here's the last one I have, and it's like I can't decide if it would be potentially like the best possible pick or the worst. Will Ferrell plays Harold Crick in Stranger Than Fiction, and Emma Thompson is the voiceover. And this is like totally unique because the voiceover controls the action of the movie. Mm-hmm. And so like she's, you're hearing the voiceover is her writing it, and like he interacts with the voiceover and then eventually finds the person who is the voiceover and like interacts with her in the movie.
Very much adaptation, like in that same kind of like vein. Yeah.
And so in some ways, like it's almost like the voiceover, it's one of the few films where like, even more than The Princess Bride, the voiceover is like a true like plot part, like it's a plot device in the movie. And I love that movie, but it's pretty off the beaten path.
No Tarantino. And someone poisoned the coffee.
Oh well,
Tarantino's horrible. I hate his voiceover in Hateful Eight. It's so bad. Have you seen Hateful Eight, Cliff?
I have, but I don't even remember that.
Yeah, when Tarantino does hit the whole in the middle, he's talking about how somebody poisoned the coffee, and just at one point he's like, "And someone poisoned the coffee."
Well, and then Sam Jackson does the voiceover in Inglourious Bastards. There's like a couple different So there's he's used it voiceover a little bit here and there. Cliffy, this is near and dear to my heart, and it hasn't been brought up maybe in a little while, but it deserves to be brought up right here. Have you ever seen the French movie Amelie?
Sure.
Okay, so Amelie, she narrates most of the movie. Like basically, she doesn't talk a whole lot, but she narrates the entire movie for the most part. And these guys have given me shit for many an episode because streaming recommendation. I think on like 4 or 5 different occasions, I've recommended people watch Amelie, and these guys give me shit.
If that was on your list, that's absolutely rising way up there. Amelie's fantastic.
See, here's the time I should have used it, and I didn't because I just pussed out and was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I should have done it.
I have not seen Amelie, and on principle, continuing to not see it.
Nate will not see it.
And Zach's mom, Wendy, the other day, I walked into a room. Actually, I walked into a room, and the first thing she didn't even say hello. She goes, "Nate, you've got to watch The Commitments." She's giving me shit, and then she followed it very closely with Amelie is a really good movie. Like, I don't know why you won't see it, and so I'm under heavy fire from.
I appreciate
from
Wendy. I appreciate you. Keep giving it to him because he needs to see
Wendy
these
and
movies.
Wendy and I need to have some conversations. She and I, conversation continued. Wendy.
God, I could have used Amelie and I did not.
Yeah,
that hurts my heart.
Unfortunately, I don't think that was going to get you the win, buddy.
Still got second place.
Yeah. All right, Cliffy, dude, thanks as always for coming on with us, man. You are the true friend of the program. You're.
Oh, thanks, guys. It's an honor to be here. I love talking movies with you guys. So thanks for having me.
Hey, I got to give a quick shout out just because you were on the Amazon series Paper Girls, and I sat down and watched it with my fam, and we all loved it. And you had a great little arc of episodes, and it was great. It was really just the fact that you and your sister, who now you're way older than. It felt like familial, like you guys were family, like you guys had that bond, and you did a great job in those scenes, man. So really appreciate it. When you guys were rocking out to the fucking like heavy metal in the car and stuff.
Oh yeah,
that was good stuff.
That's awesome.
It was legit. Yeah. So my fam really appreciated your acting, and they were all bummed that series has not got picked up for a second season. So.
Yeah, I was bummed too. Sophia Rosinski was the girl who played Mac, my character's sister, and she was awesome. All those girls were great. It's the only TV thing that I've ever done that I could watch with my kids, even though it's got a lot of bad language. And my girls were just sobbing at like the end of my character's arc. For anyone who wants to watch it, I won't give it away. But
check it out. It's an emotional series. It's really deep. Like, you might be turned off a little bit the first episode. You got these teenage girls, they're cussing at each other and stuff, but it really hits some emotional moments, and it's really got a cool sci-fi twist and a lot of fun.
Oh, cool. Thanks for watching. That's awesome.
Thank you so much, Cliff, for joining us. You're welcome back anytime. We'd love to have you again. And you have amazing taste in films. And you picked
whatever.
You picked the perfect team.
Congrats on the win, Scotch.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Christ. All right. See you.
Good to see you guys. Thanks again.
Love you,
Take
buddy.
care, pal.
Take care, Cliff.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, that was great. Thank you, Cliff, so much for judging us. And
kind of.
Well, I thought he did a fantastic job. He knows what he's talking about.
Cliff's a nice man and a terrible judge.
He's my new friend.
Yeah, that's right.
He's not your friend anymore. He's my friend. Okay, so next week we're not exactly sure what we're going to do next week. We're banking a bunch of episodes right now, and we're kind of figuring out our schedule and crossing our T's and dotting our I's or whatever.
It's just a great reason to go check the socials.
Yeah, so check us out on the socials. We'll definitely let you know what's coming up next. And we'll see you down the line.
Down the line. Bye-bye.